What's going on, everybody? Your boy Dickey here, and welcome to another episode of Life at Random. Today, let's talk about something that I know a little bit about, and that's the dentist. I'm sure we've all been to the dentist, and since it's close to Christmas, I figured I would tell you about this one particular story. Why is this one particular story so special? Well, I got my wisdom teeth pulled. And it happened 3 days before Christmas, about 6 years ago, December 22nd, 2008. I got all four of my wisdom teeth pulled, and let me tell you, that was one hell of an experience. I was making out with some 747s. I was that high off the ground with all the Novocaine and basically the gas. It was just one hell of a trip. I'm going to do my best to recount that day for you right now. I'm not sure if anybody listening to this has experienced getting their wisdom teeth pulled or your wisdom teeth coming in. It hurts like there's no tomorrow. Andre the Giant basically has you in a vice grip and he's not letting go. That's pretty much what it feels like. Now, all my wisdom teeth came in crooked. They all came in sideways. And they hurt. I couldn't brush my teeth effectively. I could brush my teeth, but getting to the back was incredibly painful. Brushing and flossing, the stuff that we take for granted, it hurt so much. Like I said, Andre the Giant has basically got me in a vice grip at this point. During my last dentist appointment leading up to getting the teeth pulled themselves, I pretty much was like, Doc, you gotta give me something, alright? Like, inject me with whatever, okay? Send me on a permanent drip. Please, please, please. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Now, let's rewind a little bit to May of 2008. I have an appointment. At that point, the wisdom teeth are starting to come in. It's a little painful, but nothing I can't put up with. I go to the appointment, everything's fine. They ask me if I've had my wisdom teeth pulled. I go, no, I haven't. Are you experiencing any pain? Sure, maybe a little, but nothing I can't handle, right? So they decide, you know what, let's book a consultation with the oral surgeon. We'll get you all squared away. You'll get the wisdom teeth pulled, and you'll be fine. You know, no more pain. It'll be great. What more could a guy ask for? I'm thinking, great, cool, no more pain. These wisdom teeth won't be a problem. However, I was in college at the time, and it was one of those programs to where if, in order for me to graduate, I had to complete an internship and a certain number of hours. And they booked my consultation and, well, basically the surgery itself for what would have been right in the middle of that internship. I didn't have it at the time of my consultation, but in between the consultation and my original date for the surgery, I got the internship, and basically I just wanted to get the hours done, and they had it booked for right in the middle of that summer. I needed to get the hours done. I wanted to get the hours done just to get my diploma and graduate college, basically, with nothing to worry about. So I allotted to push the surgery back. Fast forward to December 22nd, 2008, I have the surgery. Now, it's winter, it's Canada, and we're 3 days to Christmas. Perfect, right? Let's go have surgery. Oral surgery at that. Let's go get all your wisdom teeth pulled. Let's basically just let the surgeon stick his hand in your mouth and pull all your teeth out. Because that's a good idea. Oh boy. I go in. It's December 22nd, 2008. 3 days to Christmas. I get there early. I'm just like, you know what? It's not a big deal. I've gone through surgery before. But not of this kind. Surgery of this kind, I don't know anything about. I've gone through other types of surgeries before, and I made it through. no problem. Flying colors, gold medals, I'm on the podium, and I'm dreaming of wonderful bikini-clad models dancing in my head. It's a beautiful sight. However, this is dental surgery, so I know nothing about it. All I know is he's probably going to shoot me up with a whole bunch of Novocaine and dig around in there and cut into my gums and basically grab the teeth, pull them out, and away we go. You got a week's worth of recovery, and basically you're going to be sipping your meals through straws for a little while. So the things that you hear in mob movies are actually coming true. I get to the dental office, I get into the room that we're going to do the surgery in, and I see two nurses and the surgeon himself. I'm all set to go. Okay, let's just get me in the chair, get me on the gas, pump me full of Novocaine, and start this thing. I'm raring to go just so I can get it over with and get home, right? No problem. However, one of the nurses was like, you know what? It's 12:30 in the afternoon. I haven't had my lunch yet. You're going to have to wait in the waiting room. I'm already biting my nails, curling my toes, pulling my hair out, and giving myself a wedgie because I'm not going to lie, I haven't gone through surgery like this, and I'm a little worried. On the inside, I'm a barrel of nerves, and pretty much everything's inside out, upside down, and sideways. And this lady's telling me I haven't had my lunch yet. That's the biggest thing at that point that will get me going from 0 to 60 and will just upset me even more. So pretty much I had to get ushered out of that room, waiting in the waiting area, and basically I had to wait for them to finish their lunches before they could actually get me in the chair and start the surgery. When you're anxious, that is never a good sign, but either way, they finished their lunches, got me back into that room, into the chair, and he goes through a whole bunch of things. You came to see me in May. Why are we having this surgery now? Doc, I had things come up. Can we just, Novocaine, gas, and let's go? It's like, well, okay. It's 3 days to Christmas. You know what's going to happen afterwards, right? I go, yeah, I figure we're going to start bleeding. I'm going to have to be sipping my meals through straws. So pretty much a blender is my best friend at this point. He goes, yeah, you pretty much got it down, right? I go, perfect, good. Can we start? Oh, sure. He pumps me full of about 7, maybe 10 shots of Novocaine. I can't feel my face. I guess that's perfect because he's going to basically cut my mouth up and pull my teeth out. One of the greatest things about that day, the gas. I was awake for the whole surgery. So basically, he just puts this mask on my face and says, just keep breathing in that gas. And I felt so lightheaded. I now know how it feels to be an airplane. You're just floating amongst the clouds. I swear to God, Superman, you have nothing on me at that point. It was so great. And he went in there, got the job done. My top two teeth came out okay. And they came out whole, actually. It was great. I mean, you get to see what they look like. The bottom ones came out in pieces. And they actually couldn't let me keep those, I guess. I'm not even sure what I did with the two they did let me keep, my top two ones, because they came out whole. One of the funny things about the whole operation itself, in the middle of it, now I'm on gas and I've got Novocaine throughout my face, so I can't feel anything and can barely talk. So the surgeon decides to ask me how I feel in the middle of it. Now he's got one person holding my face in place. She's holding my head down. The other one is standing off to the side and assisting him with whatever he needs. And the surgeon goes ahead and asks me, how do you feel? Now, my bright response in this whole thing was, Doc, if this is what the 1960s were like, I'm sold. And basically, everybody started busting a gut. And I remember just thinking, I hope we're nearly done because I just want to get out of this chair. Fast forward a little bit, the operation was a success. All my teeth came out. They sent me home right away. I mean, I tried to get up out of the chair and ended up landing on my face. It was just sort of chair, sit up, stand, face. That's pretty much how it went. There's your breakdown. So they sent me home in a cab. I've got a mouthful of gauze, and I couldn't feel anything for about 2, maybe 3 hours after the operation. Perfect, right? Until it all wears off. When everything wore off and I could feel everything again, my face was a little swollen and my tongue was huge, so it's almost like sticking your tongue to a light pole in the middle of winter and hoping for it not to stick. Basically just sort of talking like this, and it sounds really stupid. That's how I sounded for a little while. I couldn't talk. I could just, I'm pretty much writing stuff down on a notepad. And, my parents are looking at this stuff. I'm making up words as we're going along, putting words together that I dare not say on this podcast. You get the idea. It hurt, it hurt, it hurt. And, my parents don't like to see me in pain, of course. I'm pretty sure any parent never likes to see their child in pain, no matter how old they get. But, man, did it hurt, hurt, hurt. And I remember they basically gave me a prescription for some Tylenol 3s. And I thought those things were the greatest things since sliced bread at the time. Because you're just, hey, and out we go. Those things knocked me out, man. I was taking about 3 a day. And you're just, oh, silver bells, silver bells. I'm like Mo Sislak going in for plastic surgery. Because it was just, ask the mask or ask the Tylenol. And out we go. Mike Tyson got nothing on that stuff, man. I tell you, it was just fantastic. I have never had an experience like that in my life. It was so memorable. A, because it hurt. B, because it was right before Christmas. And the amount of stuff they gave me before, during, and afterward. Oh, man. I could have had a pharmacy in my pockets. It took me a good maybe week and a half to 2 weeks to get back to normal. I remember I couldn't chew for maybe 9 or 10 days afterwards. I remember that my Christmas dinner was basically blended beef because all my meals at that point came out of a blender. Yes, they were disgusting, but I got fed. Granted, everything was liquid, but I got fed, and I think that was the most important thing, is that I don't go to bed or, throughout the day without any food, because in an instance like that, I have stitches in my mouth, I can barely move my jaw, I can barely talk, and, I can't eat solid foods until the stitches dissolve. So, blended beef for Christmas dinner it is, and blended everything, pretty much. You're drinking liquids, you're eating liquids, and you're just trying to recover from this surgery. At first, I didn't even call it a surgery. I just thought it was a regular appointment. But they actually call it oral surgery because they're going in there and cutting stuff up and yanking some teeth out. So I guess, yeah, okay, it was surgery. I made it through. It was a memorable Christmas because, pretty much I'm floating with Rudolph and the rest of the reindeer and Santa Claus because they gave me some of those magical pixie dust drugs and had me floating in the clouds. It was just, oh man, getting your wisdom teeth pulled at any time, but right before Christmas where it's freezing and you're supposed to be enjoying it, I was floating in the clouds, my head was elsewhere, and I had just gotten teeth pulled. I mean, everybody's like, all I want for Christmas is my 2 front teeth. Well, that Christmas, I was missing all my wisdom teeth, and I got them yanked out of my face. So it was just memorable, and it was one of those things I will never forget. And I tried to go out that New Year's Eve, and I did with some friends at the time, and it was 9 days after the surgery, but I still didn't feel up to snuff. I mean, it took me a good 2-3 weeks to get back to normal, something like that. So we were well into January of 2009 at that point before I could actually just have somewhat of a normal existence again. You know, getting your wisdom teeth pulled at that point in the year is just, it's one of those memorable stories that you'll never forget. Like I said, man, does it make for good storytelling. So if I ever have kids and they have kids, it's one of those stories that at this time of year, sure, we might watch a holiday movie like Home Alone or A Christmas Story or even A Christmas Carol, but I'm going to put my kids on the carpet while I'm sitting in my chair and just go, you know what? Let Grandpa tell you about the time he got his wisdom teeth pulled right before Christmas when he was 19 and in college and much younger, back when I had my hair. I'm pretty sure that I'm hoping at that juncture I would still have my hair. I mean, you know, we're going to tell the grandkids this story, and I'm going to have a whole lot of fun doing it. And maybe I might actually give them nightmares before we put them to bed that night. Who knows? But here's what I want to know from you guys. Has anything like that happened to you around this time of year? Doesn't necessarily have to be getting your wisdom teeth pulled 3 days to Christmas and having your dinner be blended beef. Tell me some memorable Christmas stories that are a little unconventional that have happened to you or people you know. Drop me a line, leave me comments on this video, subscribe to the podcast in iTunes because we are on iTunes now. Send me tweets, messages, like the Facebook page, and until next time, thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the flip side. Peace!